Hello, students. For those of you absent, here's what happened in class over this past week. Before we begin, Mrs. Autumn is not joining us today. She was here all week, but she declined to be at this week's recording due to being busy. The second reason is because, as per suggestion from a few students, I locked Mrs. Autumn in a refrigerator. She was not impressed. In other news, students, please make sure to avoid being near room A137. I can't say why, but I know that the school is acting something. Which is why I recommend that you watch the TV series Baya's Anatomy. Now that the series finale is tonight, that's all I'm planning to do. I suggest that you should watch the show if you've not already. It will probably be very emotional. Monday, we talked about solvent properties of water. I have to say, we actually did learn some things, most of which I'm far too lazy to recap. We had a small experiment involving salt and some warm water, in which we mixed small amounts of salt into the water and went into more depth on why the salt dissolved when mixed. There was only one small, teensy, weensy, itsy-bitsy fire. Speaking of fire, Tuesday we went over the thermal properties of water. Hot water, cold water, medium water. We worked on specific heat capacity and did a little experiment involving even more fire. With half the school burned down but classes not cancelled, we learned about the uniqueness of water in the same classroom as the cooking class. The heat of vaporization. No, not a sci-fi show. Science! We went over this lightly towards the end of the period on Wednesday. The first half of Wednesday was mainly attempting to display vapor using slow-mo videos of people messing around with water vapor. It looked pretty cool. Most of you fell asleep only to be woken up to the sound of my snoring. Before we continue, let me say that I'm unsure if Mrs. Autumn will be joining us next week. She has been acting a bit strange as of late, so I'm sure she's fine. Probably still mad at me for locking her in a freezer with a possible Yeti. But it was all in good fun. I'm sure she'll understand. By the way, kids, don't go into the cafeteria's freezer. I have reason to believe there's a Yeti there. It's too dark in there for comfort. Anyway, getting back to the lessons and whatnot, Thursday we went over the surface properties of water. Again, I'd like to recap what we did, but admittedly, I wouldn't do it as well as Mrs. Autumn. Nor can I teach as well as she can. There, I said it. However, you all confided in me that I am the more entertaining teacher because I do not know the laws of the land, end quote. Don't know what that means, but I'm sure you meant well. Friday, we covered the unusual density of solid water. Yes, I said that right, solid water. Water in its solid form. Ice. Density. Coldness. As you can probably tell by this point, I'm pretty tired, which is why I'm blabbering. I suddenly got really tired a few minutes ago. Weird, right? Anyway, class, as usual, be safe and... Oh, also, for your homework, please complete the TV series Baya's Anatomy. And cry yourself to sleep. We will discuss on Monday. Unless Mrs. Autumn is back in class, in which case she may bore you all asleep. Yeah, I know. Just don't ask her any questions. Make her stop talking. This is my class. Yeah. Woo. Okay. Good night. I'll see you next whenever.